I love teaching. I love working with kids. I love pushing them and seeing them improve week to week. It's really just such a wonderful career to be involved in a child's life like that and see them progress and grow. If they want to become dancers, we can get them there. My name is Pamela Hetherington. I'm a Philadelphia native and the owner of Sound Space Performing Arts in North Philadelphia. The dance studio part of my life is something I'm doing in the background all day. On Saturdays, we're teaching there all day from 9 to 5. My teaching schedule is less than it used to be because I work with a great team of people. I have a wonderful ballet, tap, modern, jazz teacher, hip hop teacher, and an acrobatics teacher who also help me at the studio. About 5-6 years ago, I was really just looking for a tap floor for myself because I was working on a lot of shows and performance projects. And I knew that I had to have my own space to do that because it's impossible to rent any studio in Philadelphia and tap dance at the moment, besides mine. I began my first space, not necessarily a studio, but my first practice space at 1525 North Bailey Street, which is not far from where we are now. I had the floor, I had my performance projects, and also a small clientele of private students that followed me. As soon as I did that, it was only 600 square feet. I quickly realized that I hadn't made it big enough. The need was there for me to expand. So almost 4 years ago, in March 3rd, 2017, we opened up at 2511 West Gerard. So from there, because the space was bigger, I had to build a bigger program. I didn't kind of just like roll up one day and be like, this is my studio. It's been a very long process to get here.
How has COVID impacted your job?
I'm going to start this from two different places. One is I have 3 children, so they're all different school ages. I have a 9th grader now, 6th grader, and a 1st grader. When COVID began, they were all a year younger. The nature of my job is I can sort of work from home and I can take them with me if I have to down to the studio. The impact of COVID means that we have to be masked all the time, keep the crowds extremely limited. We have a lot more restrictions now in terms of letting the parents come in and out. We're obviously cleaning all the time. We've gotten used to that in terms of our process, so it hasn't really put a damper on anything that we're doing inside. It's just we try to keep very mindful of that. Also, the studio had been locked down for 23 weeks in 2020. We were locked down from, I believe it was March 16th to the end of July was the first lockdown. So we had to shift all of our programming online or outside, depending on what we ended up doing at the time of year we were in. So not just our online instruction, our instruction moved online, which was a whole shift for the entire dance world. Nobody had ever really done that before. We didn't really have to, but we began to use all different kinds of platforms between Instagram Live and Facebook Live at first, because we didn't think we were really going to be trapped for as long as we were. And then we all started moving everything to Zoom or Google Meet. I didn't know if we were going to be able to have a recital of any kind, and me being the person that I am, I was like determined to not cancel it. So our spring session expanded quite a long time into end of June, and we had our first recital outside at Fairmount Park Horticultural Center, which is right by the studio. Beautiful outdoor garden, and we just kind of made it happen out there. So for me, it's really expanded the way that I can work, and I don't feel constrained by it. I've never been the kind of person who's been like looking at a situation and thinking like the negative side. I'm always thinking like, well, what can we do? Dance has been a part of my life since I was 3 years old. Dance is like in my DNA. I dance to live. I dance to express. I dance because it makes me feel good. I dance because I want to improve. There's so many aspects of it for me that are, oh God, it's my saving thing. It's like the thing that I do. Because of how I push myself, I think I also impact my students. I think that they see me challenging myself artistically, getting on stage, working in the way that I do. At the end of the day, like I'm kind of thankful for this experience because it really tested me, and I like to be challenged. I enjoy the arts so much because it pushes me to be around great people and to lead, which I really enjoy. And unfortunately, the circumstances were pretty crappy. But you know, I never would have known what I was capable of if this hadn't happened. From my perspective, the arts have changed my life, and I know that when we go in front of people on stage that we are somehow changing the world.